My name is Colin Dodd, and I will be taking Business Law 1, and this is going to be my oral presentation number 2. I define ethics as something that gives us moral value and kind of keeps us in check so we don't get too out of line. Now I'll be summarizing Susan's ethical case. Susan at first thought college was going to be a piece of cake because she didn't have to study in high school and she was fine and had all A's. She was very wrong though, and she did not realize this. After a while, she went on academic probation and threatened to lose her financial aid. After this though, she decided she was going to turn it around and she wanted to complete her parents' dream of her graduating college. She then worked hard and had the B's that she needed in 5 or 6 classes except one. This class was world history that she struggled a lot in. She struggled writing in her essays. She had good thoughts but could not put them on paper, and often it made no sense. She then had 4 weeks to get her final grade up from a low C to a B, or else she would lose her financial aid and on her academic probation. She went to her professor and talked to him about it. She knew he did not take extra credit, so she didn't even try to do that, but she asked how she could do better on his assignments. He said that she needs to look over them more and that all of her stuff looked rushed. This made sense because she always put her history assignments last because of how little she liked doing them. He also reminded her of an essay that was worth 40% of her grade that she had 4 weeks to do. She knew what she had to do now. She had to put history first and get working on this essay. So then she started working on all her assignments so she could get to the essay and stopped putting history last. She got all her assignments done but didn't look at her essay and thought she would take the week off for spring break because of how much work she was done. She was proud of herself. She then went to the beach with her friend and stayed for 2 days extra longer and still hadn't looked at her essay. By the time she finally got back, she looked at her essay and found that it was about everything they've learned of 14 weeks and should have been doing it for the whole semester. She then decided she was going to get her information from websites so she could study for her other exams and go back later and fix it. She then went on changing sentence to sentence, making sure it didn't look like she cheated, but she got lazier and lazier as she went on fixing these. And now for the 4th step, I will be her professor. And as her professor, I would give her a 0 because of the plagiarism policy that is written in the syllabus. And I also get her to meet with the dean for her academic probation and also her financial counselor because of her financial aid that was threatened to be taken away. And now I will do the 5 ethical tests to prove my answers. First one is honesty, and she did not show honesty because she plagiarized and didn't show her own work. She cheated. And the second one is legal, and it was not legal. Plagiarism violates the copyright laws of the U.S. The third test is conscience, and she was uncomfortable with this. She did not want to do this, and she would not like to admit she did this. And the 4th one was the consequences. She did not want to deal with the consequences of getting a 0 on this essay. She needed this to get a B and complete her parents' dream. And the 5th one is publicity, and she also failed this test because she would have not liked this getting outed to the public. So she failed all 5 ethical tests, Therefore, I think she personally deserved the 0. Thank you for watching. That was my oral presentation number 2.